Welcome back to Hillside Drive, everybody. I'm Greg. Kathy holds the camera. And here is Mabel. We just got back from a wonderful drive over to Burlington. Ordered takeout from a place called Fred's. It was fabulous. We parked right by the river, if that's the Fox River or whatever the river that is that goes through Burlington. But it was a gorgeous day for a drive and for what sort of felt like a picnic, even though we never left our vehicle. So really, really nice. And Mabel came along. So today we're marking a 60th anniversary. It was 60 years ago tonight that a show called The Fantastics by Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt opened on off-Broadway. And that production of The Fantastics ran for 42 years and more than 17,000 performances. So an incredible record for the world of musical theater. And my introduction to this show was at Luther, just as a member of the audience, but I was just blown away by the wonderful cast. It's two fathers who are pretending to have a feud in order to get their children together. And so David Greedy, my voice teacher, and Fred and Eileen, the band director, played the two fathers and just did a great job. And Ron Richardson and Kathy Sundett were the two youngsters, and they did a great job. And Perry White was the mime who kind of helped make things happen, and Dave Judish, I'll talk about in a moment, was, I think the character's name is El Gallo, the narrator, and I have great memories of that. At Carthage, a production happened a few years ago, and my voice student Trevor Parker was portrayed the young man. It was a wonderful, wonderful production. And we saw our dear friend Kathy Marshall in a production of this in Waukesha, in that production, the two parents, I think, were two moms, or was it a mom and a dad? So they changed one of the roles, and so Kathy Marshall played one of the parents who become a mom, and she did a great job. So I have really, really fond memories of every time I've gotten to see the Fantastics. But what I want to do tonight is sing the most famous song from the show, and I want to dedicate it to Dave Judish, a longtime voice teacher at Luther, although not my voice teacher. He was my advisor, but someone who was always so supportive of me and interested in what I was doing. And I never tire of telling the story that halfway through my first semester at Luther, I was really not enjoying my lessons with David Greedy. He was so different from my voice teacher in high school, Sherry Carl. And so I went to David Judish. I played piano in some of his lessons and said, I really want to switch to you. And I'm kind of shocked now when I look back, because that was kind of a daring thing to do, but I just was so unhappy with Mr. Greedy. And Mr. Judish just seemed so much more like what I was used to in a voice teacher. And David Judish, to his credit, said, you're not being fair to David Greedy. You need to wait. And at the end of the school year, if you still are this unhappy, then we'll see what we can do. But I so appreciate that he didn't just snap me up. He told me what he needed to tell me, and I'm very grateful I stayed with Dave Greedy. He turned out to be a fantastic teacher for me. Took me from where Sherry Carl had left me and took me to the next step. And so, but I'm always grateful to Dave Judish for that moment of wisdom and for all the support he's shown me over the years. I still remember his big, massive, dark, warm voice rolling out into the Center for Faith and Life and the performance of Fantastics, and hearing him sing this song was just an incredible inspiration. So in his honor, I sing it tonight. It's a beautiful song that kind of talks about the complications that are part of life. Don't we all know? So here is Try to Remember.
Try to remember the kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green September, when you were your young and a callow fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. Try to remember when life was so tender that no one wept beside the willow. Try to remember when life was so tender that dreams were kept beside your pillow. Try to remember when life was so tender that love was an ember about to billow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, although you know the snow will follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, without a hurt, the heart is hollow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Deep in December, our hearts should remember and follow.
Great song. Thank you, Mr. Judas, for setting the bar so high in singing it well. So, hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Take care. Stay safe.